Hey, so I recently caught up with an old friend of mine, someone who I've known for over 10 years. And one of the major life updates that he had for me was that he finally made the transition from the hospitality industry to being a data analyst, right? Something he's had his mind on for a long time. We've been talking here and there about it over the last couple of months, but now he's making it happen. So outside of the pleasantries, one thing he also shared was the fact that he constantly found himself overworked. He's a very ambitious person, like you, like me, and he would often put too much on his plate, right? And because he had so much on his plate, he was also kind of learning at the same time. He would often find himself crashing as a result. Now, having experienced this myself, particularly in the early days of working independently, where I had a lot more control over my schedule, and Monday mornings often became a breeding ground for huge brainstorming sessions / panic sessions on just everything I had to do to make my business work. One big piece of advice that I shared with him to avoid becoming overworked and burning out was to begin to categorize his to-do list, right? And that's something I recommend to you as well. Begin to categorize your to-do list. And this is why. If you'd imagine with me the average person on a Monday morning, they come into work, what do they have? A white sheet of paper or a planner if they're more advanced, and they kind of sit at their desk in front of their computer, and they think about, maybe some of the things their manager, warned them about or yelled at them about to get done this week, or they open up their email to see what came through, if any, and they take a very reactionary approach to their day. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It often gets the job done. I think most people do that. But when you begin to categorize your to-do list, you're not only taking the first step to systematizing how you go about your day and ultimately become more efficient, but you develop a better eye, a keener eye, and even a keener ear for the 5 to 7 buckets that affect your role. Right, the 5 to 7 buckets that affect your role. So whether you're in a meeting, you're at the water cooler, or a company e-blast goes out, right? You know what those 5 to 7 buckets are that affect your day, whether it's a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday. So when you're hearing these conversations, the water cooler, or looking at these emails, you can listen to them, you can scan them for those 5 to 7 buckets and begin to see around the corner, right? And keep better track of your business, right? The business you're in, the role you're in. And again, become more efficient and productive. And proactive. Almost forgot that part, even more important. So begin to build out some categories into your to-do list to be a lot more efficient and to systematize your day. And if you haven't already, I have a video on how I go about this step by step. So I recommend you check that out. So as efficient of a strategy that is, as I sat there with my friend, I began to fondly remember there being times where even though I categorized my to-do list, although rarely, I would still find a way to overwork myself, to overwhelm myself and get myself one step closer to burnout. And a big reason for this, and I'm sure you can relate, is that I'm the type of person that tries to get the most I can out of my day, right? I try to squeeze it for all it's worth, right? I'm up early. If I got to be up late, I'm up late. And although those are some good traits to have to really get far in your career, right? I'm sure if you do this, then you're probably further than average or further than what people expected you to be. You have to learn to protect against that, right? If you want to have more efficient days, healthier days. So one method that I use to safeguard, right, to protect against that, right, over exhausting yourself, is to begin to, in your to-do list, categorize, highlight the 3 to 4 things that you need to get done that day to truly move the needle. Because oftentimes, again, in me overwhelming myself, even with the categories, I begin to pack those categories. Let's call it 5 categories. I begin to pack those 5 categories with 5 to 10 different things I need to do that day, right? And so I have like 100 things to do and nowhere to start, right? So that's a no-no. So when you begin to star, and literally I mean like star the 3 to 4 things you need to get done that way, you're not only, again, with the categorization, systematizing your day, but you're developing that marathon mindset, right? You're not trying to race, you're trying to run that marathon. Because creating a to-do list can easily become a game of, what all can I do today, right? You just start bulleting things. But when you begin to star those 3 to 4 things, which you're also training yourself to do, is to think about, what are the 3 to 4 things that'll move the needle, and what are the 3 to 4 things that I can do today to set myself up for tomorrow and accomplishing my goals for the week. So again, in addition to categorizing things to protect still against overworking, begin to star those 3 to 4 tasks that will really truly move the needle. So hopefully those 2 strategies prove to be as helpful to you as they've been to me. Hopefully my friend, right, we'll see if he follows through. But again, like always, I'm here if you have any questions, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Cheers.